plaintiff, Melissa Mercer, met the defendant when she started dating Melissa's son. And she claims she was there for the defendant after she became pregnant with her grandchild. However, Melissa claims she discovered that the entire pregnancy was a con after the defendant sent her fake sonogram pictures. And she's suing her son's ex for his unreturned property. Defendant Amanda Burnham denies that she faked her pregnancy and claims it was an extremely difficult time for her. Amanda insists she returned Melissa's son's property.
All rise. This court is now in session. The Honorable Judge Greg Mathis presiding. You may now be seated.
Tell me what happened.
I met Mandy in the fall of '09 when she started dating my son, Jake. I have a lot of problems with Jake. He's very troubled. He's been in a lot of problems. He's not an angel.
Since what age?
Since 16 years old.
What type of problems?
He's been in and out of jail 3 times.
For what type of crimes?
Burglary, theft.
What type of problems prior to age 16? Growing up, he was all right?
There was problems, yes. He was in and out of homes and juvenile delinquent. They diagnosed him with ADHD. Right. They said, there was a lot of different problems.
Well, that's the primary problem.
Yeah.
That is the problem.
Yes.
Most young people without treatment or medication, the majority of those who suffer from attention deficit hyperactivity disorder become involved in the criminal justice system, unfortunately. So that's why it's important to get children counseling, treatment of some sort. Did you do any of that?
I did. He was in and out of treatment centers. He
medicated?
Medication.
Okay.
Counseling for years and years and years. Nothing seemed to help.
All right. Tell me anything else you want me to know about their relationship before we get to the property you're suing her about.
Well, one of his decisions, I feel, being the worst, was Mandy. She's a liar. She's a manipulator. And she conned me and my husband into believing that she was pregnant with my grandchild.
How do you bring that up?
I'm sorry?
You weren't there. Why do you bring that up?
Because that's part of the reason that I'm bringing that up, Your Honor, is because I think she knew how I would react. Being pregnant, she didn't have a car. She didn't have
But what does your reaction have to do with the property today?
I let her use the property for doctor's appointments to go back and forth for her pregnancy.
But your reaction, see, you can't just talk about all of her personal business unless it's related to the case.
In early December, my son was arrested for stealing condoms.
Okay, that's how it fits in. All right.
And he was already on parole.
Well, at least he believes in protection. I would let him off for that, quite frankly.
He was already on parole.
Safe sex. That might outweigh the theft.
Yeah.
In terms of its service to society. Some laws that are bad laws can be outweighed by the injustice that would otherwise occur. So that's a bad law not to let people steal condoms. I think that law should be overturned. They can steal they can go to jail for anything else. But when they steal condoms, I believe they should be allowed to escape punishment. But go ahead. He was jailed for stealing condoms?
Yes, he was. And he was already on parole at that time. So he is currently incarcerated because he violated his parole. So I was just ready to give up on both of them. I was done. I wanted to write them off and not have anything to do with either one of them. And a week later, she sent me a text message saying she was pregnant. I was very, very angry still, and I didn't want to accept that she was pregnant. So after a week or so, I came to grips with, I'm going to be a grandmother, and I was excited. I asked her if I could go to the doctor's office with her, and she always came up with an excuse. The doctor was sick. She was sick. It's a mommy-daddy day only. I have emails that she's written me that say these things.
Okay, let me hear from her.
I didn't want her there. I wanted my own mom there.
Do you want to give me some background on your relationship with her?
Yes, sir.
And or her son?
Yes, I did date her son. And yes, he did get arrested for stealing condoms. But what she's neglecting to tell you is it was that knife point that he did that at. He held out his pocket knife when he stole the condoms from the
That's
store.
alleged. That's
He
alleged.
pulled
That's
a
not even
knife
I was
proved.
there.
on one of the employees.
Yes, sir.
And said, "Give me a condom,
No, if you didn't let him go,
else I'll cut your throat."
if you didn't let him go, what are you going to do? Take me down, or I have a knife?
Okay.
That's what was in the police statement.
You're a liar.
That's in his own statement.
That's enough.
That was there.
All right, go ahead. What else you want me to know about
So,
that?
everything was fine between me and Jake. He gave me power of attorney when he got incarcerated on his behalf. And yes, I was pregnant, but that's a matter I don't want to discuss because it was hard for me.
All right.
But he gave me power of attorney. I have that right here.
All right, let's see it. Ma'am, you're suing her for unreturned property, and she is
that
showing
point in
me
time,
a durable power of attorney.
I have a
Durable
revocation
means
of
you
that.
have power of attorney over all his
But at that
assets.
current time, I was power of attorney when this all happened.
All right. And what else you want me to know before we get into the specifics of the property she's suing you about?
That
Anything else?
I was the one that was supporting him. So
Okay.
I have that.
What is this you're showing me?
Receipts and letters of him sending me money and getting him wipes and everything.
Was this his money you were using?
My money. My time.
Okay. He didn't have any money
No, sir. Not when he got
stashed
incarcerated.
away or anything?
Nope.
Ma'am, tell me why you're suing regarding the unreturned property.
Well, I have a revocation of the power of attorney
Can I
on
see it,
her from
please?
February
How
16th.
did that occur?
My son, because I was telling him of all the problems that I was having with her.
And what problems were those?
That I was, when she sent me an email with sonogram pictures of the baby, which if you take a look at them, you can tell that they're fake and they're cropped.
Are you saying this is a picture of someone else's
Yes, I am.
sonogram?
Yes, I
okay.
am.
Let me see them.
And I have proof.
All right. And you're telling me this to indicate that this convinced you of what?
That she was not pregnant at all. And I lent her Jake's property because I thought she was pregnant and I thought that they were going to be together and I was excited about becoming a grandmother.
All
and
right.
she ruined that for me. It was very emotional.
Tell me about why Jake took the power of attorney from her.
Because I called him and talked to him and told him, explained to him what she was doing.
He believed you without talking to her about it?
On February 22nd, she sent me an email and asking me, do you think Jake is the type of guy that would leave if something happened with the pregnancy? Why would you ask something like that? That's ridiculous. Why didn't she ask him that question?
Did you?
Yes, I did.
And what did he say?
He said he wouldn't.
All right. And that's why he took power of attorney? I need you to get to that. Why did he revoke power of attorney
He
from
revoked
her?
power of attorney because she tried to use his bank card to pay for
How
some.
did he find that out?
I got a statement in the mail from the bank stating that somebody was trying to use his account that I had already closed.
Did she have power of attorney at that time?
Yes, I did.
Yes, she did.
She can use his bank account.
The account was in both of our names, and I had closed the account, and she knew that. I told her that.
Let's get to the property, and why are you suing her for that, ma'am?
I have a power of attorney from Jake saying for me to get the property back
See it,
from him.
Mm-hmm. And what happened?
From her, and she refuses to give it to me.
What has she told you?
She told me that Jake told her to keep it, but he didn't. You can see right there that he asked me to get his property back.
Ma'am?
from her.
When was that dated? Because I have a letter here that was before she brought the cops to my house that upset my autistic brother. I offer.
Tell me about all of that.
She wrote a letter to Jake, or must have either told him or wrote a letter. So he wrote me back saying, give back the property and that his family will walk away.
See, so why didn't you?
So before I could even get that, I got that Thursday. She brought the cops to my house Friday.
Why didn't you just give it to her?
A few days later, I did give it back. I gave it back on the 2nd. I have.
She's a liar.
Okay.
She
I
did
have-
not give it back to me.
Ma'am, please be quiet. Let's see.
I
what
have
you-
statements from my sister and my mom from when I gave it back.
How was it given back to her?
We
What-
dropped it off at the side door. Everything that I had.
Did you tell her you were dropping it
Yeah,
off?
I wrote her an email on the 1st saying I
You
was
have
going
that email?
Yes, I do, sir.
And when did you drop it off?
On the 2nd.
Ma'am, did you receive an email that she was dropping it off?
Yes, I did.
And were you there? Did
Yes,
you-
I was home. I was home all day. It was Good
And
Friday.
she dropped it off?
No, she didn't.
Yes, I did.
And I got an email stating that her mother and her sister, which she doesn't have one, and her aunt were going to be dropping it off in a red backpack at my front door. Why would I have 2 dogs?
So what did happen?
Nothing. She never brought it over. She's trying to say that she did, but she never did.
How do I know who's telling the truth? She said she brought it. You say she didn't.
She tried to sell some of his property that she had.
What is this you're showing me? What is this?
It's a snapshot of a Facebook thing where she's got his cutlery set for sale on Craigslist.
That is my cousin's, thank you, because I don't even have his knife set.
Your cousin's what?
He has a knife set. My cousin has a knife set that him and his wife were trying to sell. So I put the ad on my Facebook for him.
What items?
It was, I don't know exactly what's in it. It's a knife set. It came with the case and a whole bunch of
Does it say
knives.
that on here? You read to me what you were selling.
Items on Craigslist. If you want more information, feel free to email me.
Doesn't say what items?
No, it says a 9-piece Burkhoff culinary set.
So it does say some items.
Including a convenient case to carry them with. But it doesn't have 9.
Ma'am,
That's
didn't
the
you say you
original
were
ad.
handing me a Craigslist ad?
Yes,
And
it's
is
right
her
there with a
name on
picture
there?
of, yes.
Give
No,
it
it's
back
not.
to her.
There's no
Circle
name
her
on there.
name. This is a bald-faced lie someone's telling me. She says your name is on it. You say it
There's the
isn't.
web address.
Pardon?
And that's the web address I went to on this.
Because the web address
Yes.
is the
Craigslist. Her
So I
name,
put it on
you
my
say, is
Facebook.
on
It's the
Craigslist.
same web address.
Ma'am?
The web address is the same because I copied pasted it, put it on my Facebook. That's how my name's on the Facebook.
Ma'am, $1,419. I do not believe you one bit based on your contradictory statements today regarding what you listed it as and whose name you listed it in. Have a good day. Judgment for the plaintiff.
I never faked my pregnancy with my kid. It's just wrong for her to think that.
She sent me fake sonogram pictures. They're cropped, you can tell, and I did research on the internet and I found the full pictures with real names on them from Florida.
I only cropped them because I didn't want you around in my life or my kid.
You're cropping them now. Gee, why would you crop your own sonogram
Because I didn't want you
pictures?
involved.
Don't even talk to me.
I'm just glad it's over.
Me too. Glad to be out. You're out of my life forever.